Since you guys seem to like watching me suffer, I decided to play Pokemon FireRed with only Shinies. Shiny Pokemon are rare colored Pokemon that look different from their normal counterparts, unless you're Garchomp. I booted up Pokemon FireRed and named my character Lamsauce. Professor Oak forgot his grandson's name, so I named him Gary, because I'm not creative. I entered the world of Pokemon, and my first mission was to find my first shiny Pokemon. And for those of you who are thinking, oh, I hope she's not hunting Charmander. Everyone hunts Charmander. Don't worry, because I don't care what you hope for, I'm looking for Charmander. Let's see how long this takes me. Well, some of you know that the chance of finding a shiny in modern games is 1 in 4,096, but this is an older game. And if you've played any old games after not playing them for years, you'll understand how much harder it is to play through Super Mario 64, Kingdom Hearts, or Club Penguin. My point is, the chance of finding a shiny Pokemon in FireRed is 1 in 8,192, so good luck to me, I guess. I reset for the shiny Charmander for hours, but after seeing the same thing over and over again, I started seeing things. I keep thinking that I see it. There's like a frame when it loads in, and it looks like a golden Charmander. I think I've just been staring at the screen for too long. And finally, at hour 5, I feel like I've accomplished a childhood dream of mine. I am so happy right now. This was the first shiny Pokemon I ever wanted. This is everything I wanted since I was 11 years old. It took 14 years, but I finally got it. 5 hours into the challenge, I got my first shiny, and it was time to beat up Gary. Oh my god. I was just really happy. I beat up Gary with full support from his grandfather, who did not seem to care that his grandson lost, and I headed west of Viridian City. I started rolling around in the grass, trying to hunt for another shiny here, but after about 20 minutes, I left and decided to focus on progressing the game a bit more. I went through Viridian Forest, set fire to all the bugs in the forest, and challenged Brock to a battle. And I tore apart Brock's team with a move Charmander learned while we were in the forest, Metal Claw. I got my first gym badge, and Charmander was ready to evolve. It's so golden, yes! After evolving Charmander, I left Pewter City heading east, and here, I decided to hunt for my second shiny Pokemon. I ran around the grass, hoping for a shiny to appear, encountering Spearows, Pidgeys, Jigglypuff, Mankey, and Nidoran. I ran back and forth here for hours. After 5 hours of encountering the same normal-colored Pokemon, I finally found a shiny. Yo! Oh my gosh. Wait, this is actually a really sick shiny. I decided to name it Cosmo, from the Fairly Odd Parents. 10 hours into the challenge, and I have 2 shinies. I traveled through Mount Moon and entered Cerulean City. I wanted to train my team a bit more before challenging Misty's team, and headed north. Oh, I forgot about you. Well, it's time for a rival fight, I guess. And we're good. I defeated Gary, yeah, we did it, and beat up a bunch of people who were loitering this path to battle people that were headed towards this one isolated house. There can't be that many people headed in this direction. Why are you here? After beating them all up as an act of self-defense, I entered the isolated home and turned a Clefairy into a man. The Clefairy gave me a reward, and it was time to battle Misty for my second badge. And this is a good point to say, this was originally supposed to be a Nuzlocke, but my Pokemon died here, so. Anyways, after rematching Misty again and again, I defeated her and earned my second gym badge. That was hard. I traveled to Vermilion City, and using the reward the Clefairy gave us, flashed the Sailor and boarded the SS Anne. On this ship, I barged into everyone's rooms and took all their vacation funds. Then, I headed towards the captain's quarters, only to be stopped by my rival Gary. We battled, and it was easy and we bodied him. I helped the captain throw up a bit and left the ship, leaving with people who probably urgently need medical assistance for their Pokemon because of me. I cut down this baby tree and entered Vermilion Gym. All y'all wanna fight? I fought everyone in the room and rummaged through these trash cans to disable this incredibly unsafe electric gate. It was time to fight Lieutenant Surge for my 3rd gym badge. Pikachu! Yeah, badge. I headed towards Celadon City, and along the way, he's evolving. Oh! This is everything I've wanted. Wing attack, hell yeah. I arrived at Celadon, and it was time to hunt for my 3rd shiny Pokemon. I entered this classroom, and at the table, there was an Eevee and a Pokeball. Not shiny. Alright. So I reset the game again and again. 100 resets, 1,000 resets, and 2,000 resets. No shiny, until the 2758th reset. Oh, it's lonely! We got it! We got the bleached fox, hell yeah! Eevee's a fox, right? I'm not tripping. Anyways, I left the mansion and it was already time for another shiny hunt. But before I could hunt for it, I had to meet up with someone. This guy looks shady. The man was giving up on slots and thought it was a good idea to give his gambling equipment to a child. He's gonna buy another coin case. With this equipment, I can use my winnings to earn a Pokemon as a prize. And I'm going to hope that I win a shiny Pokemon. But first, I had to win some slots. So I sat down at a slot machine and tried my hand at gambling. The addiction begins. I'm bad. I wasn't doing too great at slots, so I decided to cheat with save states. Hey, to be fair, the machine was rigged. It's skipping. Oh, they're all skipping over. Y'all see this? I gambled for about 30 minutes, and with 5,836 coins now in my hands, I decided I had enough coins to start hunting for a shiny at the prize table. I went over to the game corner, and the prizes were Abra, Clefairy, Dratini, Scyther, and Porygon. Abra was the cheapest to buy, so it would be a good idea to shiny hunt Abra, right? I could buy 32 Abras and shiny check all of them at one time, but I wanted a challenge. I wanted to shiny hunt Dratini, mostly because I wanted a dragon, so I bought 2 Dratinis and shiny checked them, adding 2 encounters to my counter each time. After about 6 hours, I reached 3,100 resets, and still no shiny appeared. At this point, I decided it would be best to earn some more coins so we can buy 3 Dratinis instead of 2. So I returned to the gambling ring, and I could feel myself losing my sanity. We're going back to our gambling addiction. I eventually gathered enough coins for a 3rd Dratini, and I started purchasing 3 Dratinis at once. Then after many more hours, for the first time ever, I hit overodds for a shiny hunt. I guess that's what I get for cheating at slots. So, since Pink Noodle Dratini didn't like me, I decided to switch targets and started shiny hunting Abra instead. With the coins I had, I was able to buy 47 Abras at a time, which is significantly faster to shiny hunt. I checked the Abras in my party and my PC boxes, but I still struggled with finding a shiny. I would like to leave the premises. Please let me out. So I decided to take a break from the shiny hunt and headed to the gym to burn Erica's Pokemon for my 4th gym badge. After getting the gym badge, I decided to also trespass into Team Rocket's hideout, loot items, beat up the grunts, and foil Giovanni's plans. After that detour, I went straight back to pain and suffering, and after more resets and more hours put into this hunt, I decided to take another break. It was time to touch some grass. You know what? I'll take it. I got the shiny Meowth and went back to the game corner for the shiny Abra. And yep, still no shiny. So I decided to go to Saffron City to beat up these Naruto fans at the dojo. After beating the weebs, I picked up a Pokeball with a Hitmonchan in it. Yeah, it wasn't shiny, go figure. I left and went back to Celadon City to go shopping. It was time for the all-important decision to choose an evolution stone to evolve Eevee. I decided to evolve my Eevee with a Thunderstone. Now you're gonna be a little fox? Is Jolteon a fox? I mean, Eevee's also a fox. They're all foxes. Look like you came out of a radiation factory. With my newly evolved Jolteon, I headed towards Lavender Town to beat up a bunch of ghosts and women in Lavender Tower. At the top of the tower, I beat up a few Team Rocket grunts to save an old man who was very much not grateful. You were literally being held hostage, man, but sure. My job in Lavender Town was finished, but I still didn't want to go back to shiny hunting Abra. I just wasn't ready to go back there. So I went to Saffron City and entered the one corporate building in the whole region to save its employees from Team Rocket. Literally, the city's infested with Team Rocket grunts. Where the f is Officer Jenny? I beat up the grunts and tried navigating the worst and probably unsafe internal navigation system to ever exist. I warped my way through the floors and eventually warped into a room where my rival Gary was waiting for me. This entire company is being held hostage. Why are you in here and not helping them? This guy actually said, screw the hostage situation, I'd rather fight and prove my worth to my grandpa. Gary's been through a lot, but not enough to stop me from putting him through more as I defeat him in battle and make him run out crying. I talked to the employee that is still in a hostage situation that Gary refused to help, and he wanted to thank me by giving me a Lapras. And so began my hunt for another shiny Pokemon. Nope. And somehow, with only 76 resets, I got a shiny Lapras. Dude, 76 resets? Really? Dude, my luck turned around. which is good news for the people in this building who are still being held hostage. They would have been held hostage for another like 10 hours if I didn't get another shiny. With my 5th shiny Pokemon on my team, I headed into the room where Giovanni had the president of the company held hostage. Giovanni challenged me to a battle, trying to scare me away, but I, a 10-year-old with extremely rare genetically discolored animals, was able to defeat him and saved a conglomerate company. After completing this mission, I returned to Celadon to try to continue hunting for Abra as my last shiny Pokemon for this challenge. But I still found nothing and left the gambling ring again to challenge Sabrina for my 5th badge. I entered Saffron's gym, and to reach Sabrina, I had to navigate through a gym challenge that has me convinced that no one in the Kanto region knows how to set up warp tiles efficiently. After 300 years, I finally reached Sabrina, defeated her in battle, got the Marsh badge, and earned my 5th gym badge. How do I get out? Oh no. My next objective was to head to Fuchsia City for another gym battle, but on the way there, a Snorlax was blocking the path. He was taking a nap, so I'm gonna disturb him with the flute that the ungrateful old man gave me. I played the Pokeflute right in Snorlax's ear, and he was upset that I woke him up from his afternoon nap. A battle started. Okay, it's normal. It wasn't shiny, but hey, it doesn't hurt to dream, okay? I beat up the Snorlax for blocking traffic, and then entered Fuchsia City's gym to battle Koga. I defeated his team of Poison-type Pokemon, and received my 6th gym badge. The next goal was to earn my 7th badge. I taught Lapras Surf, and sailed my way across the ocean. I had to take a detour through the Seafoam Islands because these rocks were very inconveniently blocking my way around the islands. I got lost for a while, but eventually escaped Purgatory and made it to Cinnabar Island Gym. I challenged Blaine to a match and led with Lapras. Ultimately, the match was won with Charizard because he's my strongest and my Lapras fainted. Okay, don't judge me. I got my 7th gym badge and there's only one gym left to fight. I left the gym and was stopped at the door by the Clefairy that I turned into a man. I thought you were Gary. I was like, oh no. Spending some time with you? A date? No, the Clefairy left. Okay, bye. And before I challenged the final gym leader, I decided to instead go back to the place I've been avoiding for quite a while now. I went back to Celadon City, and once again, returned to the Abra hunt. I started resetting, shiny checking Abras, over and over again. 47 Abras at a time, all that were not shiny. Also, here's a multiplier of attempts because I didn't want to add multiples of 7. I may be Asian, but I'm not a stereotype. I did this for hours and hours, and I was really starting to wonder, is it possible for me to get this shiny Abra? And finally, my mic apparently stopped working, but I did make a pog face. That's my reaction. After however many resets that was, including the previous attempts, I finally got a shiny Abra as my final Pokemon and got a full team of shinies. I entered Viridian Gym and switch trained Abra until it was ready to evolve. Dude, that is so cool. At the end of the gym stood the gym leader, Giovanni. The final gym battle began, and I just had Lapras and Charizard carry the fight to victory. We won, and I got my last gym badge. It was finally time to finish up the challenge. After I used these rare candies to level up my team, and Meowth was able to evolve due to the sugar high. Oh, its ears are different? Its eyes? I like it though. I also wanted to evolve Jigglypuff, but apparently I missed the Moonstone, and I didn't feel like going back to Mount Moon to get it, so Jigglypuff is gonna stay as Jigglypuff, okay? I headed towards Indigo Plateau and trekked through Victory Road. At the end of the tunnel, I finally reached the Pokemon League. Oh yes, the holy maze of trash cans. Wait, these are pillars. Who designed this? With my team powered up, I entered the Pokemon League. First I fought Lorelei, and led the battle with Jolteon. Jolteon was able to handle Lorelei's Pokemon Thunderbolt. I'm glad it did. I had to go back to playing slots to win that Thunderbolt TM. I just didn't want to be there. I defeated Lorelei, then Bruno, Agatha, and Lance. And finally, I reached the final room to battle against the champion, Gary. We took down his Pidgeot, Rhydon, Executor, Blastoise, Alakazam, and finally, Arcanine. The battle was over, and Professor Oak came in to tell Gary, "I'm so disappointed in you." He's gonna enter his villain arc because of us. Professor Oak led me into the Hall of Fame while Gary stood there. He's just standing there sad. He's actually gonna enter his villain arc. I registered my shiny team into the Hall of Fame, and the challenge was finally over. I started this challenge in the beginning of January and finished on the final day of March. It took a while, and I enjoy shiny hunting, but the most important thing I've taken away from playing through Pokemon FireRed again is that I understand his villain arc is actually coming out. Bye, Gary. Why, Gary's a jerk.